NASCAR has seen a lot of hard inside wall hits over the years. Miguel Paludo at Daytona, Kyle Larson at Fontana, Jeff Gordon at Las Vegas in 2008, and Eric McClure at Talladega all come to mind and have been played over and over again over the years. However, we're going to look at some wrecks that have a bit more to the story or lesser known hits to make things interesting. Buckle up because these are some of the hardest crashes you'll see in NASCAR. Also, if you guys keep finding yourself back to my videos, make sure you subscribe so you never miss one.
38 car.
Ooh. 34 call hard impact with the inside of the wall on the backstretch there.
That's Jeff Fuller in the 34 car.
After Jason Leffler lost his car and spun around, he was sitting on the track almost completely stopped. Jeff Fuller was exiting turn 2 pretty high and turned to dead left to avoid the 38 machine and had a vicious impact to the inside wall. He hit the right side of his car so hard that the left side was completely destroyed. Fuller was actually a great modified driver before he came to NASCAR. He picked up 31 career wins in the Whelen Modified Tour.
Great job, guys, down the stretch. Look out, trouble! Kurt's into the wall. Boyer's in it as well. And Kurt's getting the worst of it.
Like a little bump drafting going on right there. We're trying to gain the advantage. Looked like the 48 got into the back of him a little bit.
Boy, he almost came back out onto the track right there. And there is the view as Kurt takes the wheel off.
Man, look at this car.
Oh, man, further back, Elliott Sadler. And look at this, the engine is out of this thing.
Elliott Sadler's crash at Pocono is probably the most infamous crash not caught on camera. Well, the impact was barely caught at least. At the time, it was the hardest impact in a NASCAR race by G-force since NASCAR had been tracking it. Although they didn't release the exact figures, some sources claim it was 86 Gs. Despite this, Elliott Sadler didn't even miss a race or suffer any major injuries from the wreck.
Stanley Steamer.
Whoa, there's
And around she goes into Kenseth.
Oh, gosh.
Up in the air and into the wall hard.
Man, Kenseth. Man, I thought he was going to catch the catch fence back there. The way it landed was...
I am not believing it.
The 2016 Geico 500 is known for its 2 flips and Harvick nearly flipping on the last lap. But during Matt Kenseth's flip, Danica Patrick had a vicious hit to the inside wall. Danica has had some really hard hits in her career, but this wreck has a case to be her hardest one. I just think it's kind of overlooked because of Matt Kenseth's flip. But Danica's 2016 campaign was the worst in her career. It was her only full-time season she didn't record a single top 10, and she finished 33rd in the final point standings.
Oh, trouble! Steve Park is off into the infield. Another car valve over on his lid. It's Parkindale Jr. Terrible crash.
Teammates Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Steve Park collided on the opening lap of the 2002 Pennsylvania 500 that resulted in 2 hard impacts by both drivers. One of the most memorable things about this wreck is how Dale Jr. ran over to check on his teammate. The crash was spectacular with all the damage done to Park's car, the flip, and the guardrail giving out like it did. Despite Jr.'s hard impact, his team was able to repair the car and he finished the race in 37th, only 31 laps down.
Got wrecked over in the tunnel turn at Pocono.
It's the final stage, and it's green at Michigan.
Good start by Haley, but not so much for Enfinger. That was behind Haley.
Around goes Cody Coughlin in the 13. A big hit for Coughlin.
Cody Coughlin got a poor restart during the 2017 Michigan truck race. The 99 of Bubba Wallace was just all over him. After a couple of fast blocking maneuvers, Wallace got into the back of Coughlin and sent him around. Cody got all 4 wheels off the ground and hit the wall at a pretty bad angle. Bubba Wallace would actually go on to win the race, giving him his 6th and final victory in the Truck Series to date.
Cordion's back.
Whoa, man.
Trouble. Stewart in the wall.
Here we go. Here we go.
Robbie Gordonson at the 33. Harvick is around.
Here we go, guys.
The big one.
It's a matter of time.
At least 20 cars.
At least
Now, you're probably wondering why this big one is on the list. If you look to the right of your screen, you will see Elliott Sadler plowing the end of the inside wall. This is his second appearance on the list. Just look at how the car spins after the impact. These openings in the wall are to let safety vehicles out on the backstretch, and every once in a while, we will see a car hit in the worst possible part, just like this next one.
Team's going to get bunch of time spin.
Around goes Kenseth.
Got a spin behind you.
Hard hit with the right front for Matt Kenseth. Or left front, rather. Gosh.
Right after a late race restart in the 2017 Auto Club 500, Kenseth pancaked the driver's side door of his Joe Gibbs machine. It was Kenseth's third DNF in the first 5 races of the season. 2017 would also be Kenseth's last full-time gig in NASCAR. This race was also Kyle Larson's second career victory.
They can't do this for 10 laps.
Eric Jones around. Back across the field. The big one, part 2 at Daytona.
Yeah, they can't do this.
Stay high. Nice straight. Did anybody hit you there, Kel?
A horrific crash for Kyle Busch, who slid through the infield grass and went head-on into the inside wall.
Another big one, and another big hit into the inside wall. Kyle Busch was injured in this hard hit to a non-safer barrier wall. The wreck sidelined Kyle for nearly 3 months. Despite the setback, Kyle would win the Cup Series championship in 2015. The same year, Kyle would also return to the Xfinity Series, competing in 15 races and winning 6 of them.
Car back out front, more wrecking.
And around goes the 95 and the 27.
Hard hit
into the wall.
Oh my goodness. Oh, awful.
Ryan Preece in the 37.
Man, I nearly forgot about this wreck. Kansas is known for having some crazy crashes, but Ryan's crash in the 2020 summer race may be the hardest. His car got airborne and got completely on its side. Let's listen to what Ryan had to say about the wreck.
Fantastic.
Well, sounds like he was okay. Although he wrecked, it was his best finish in a 4-race span. From race 16 at Indy to race 19, he finished 40th, 38th, 40th, then 34th at Kansas. What a bad stretch.
Oh, level and in trouble is 07 LaJoy. Randy LaJoy slamming into the wall. Randy LaJoy out of Norwalk, Connecticut, destroying his automobile. Randy LaJoy.
So for the final wreck of this video, we have an old one. This may be the hardest crash to the inside wall with the bottom of a car in NASCAR history. This flip occurred during the second duel at Daytona in 1984, when Randy was trying to qualify for the Daytona 500. It's safe to say after this, the young 22-year-old did not make the field. Interestingly, this was the first time he was ever trying to qualify for a NASCAR Cup race. Despite attempting numerous other times, Randy would not qualify for the Daytona 500 for another 11 years. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.